G'day guys, and thanks for joining us again. Sorry it's been a while. We've been kind of really busy. Esperance, where we've currently been based, is a town with so much to see and do. We've been flat out, but we've finally found some time to stop and finish off this video.
Yeah, this one's going back to, well, basically April and just a bit after that when we spent 6 months in Kalgoorlie. We both Deb got a contract over there, so we shot across there from Port Lincoln to do some work to top up the funds. So unfortunately we didn't win the lotto, so we still have to work as we go around the country.
Kalgoorlie is a town that you're either gonna love it and live there forever, or you're gonna go, great, I've been there, I've visited, and probably move on. We didn't fall into the category of great, we love it, we're gonna live here. It's got some interesting things to see and do around it, but yeah, the town itself, I think we just really miss the water. I think it's too far away from the beach for us.
Yeah, Kalgoorlie's you sort of go there to earn money, I think. Well, that's the aspect that we got of the town. There's some great people there. Some of the guys that I worked with were really good, and Deb had the same. Some of the people she worked with was really good, but it's just not a town for us, so we decided to move on. But this video is all about what we did while we were in Kalgoorlie. So there's not a lot of actual Kalgoorlie, it's more the surrounds. The one thing I would probably suggest or highly recommend is to go and have a look at the Super Pit while you're in Kalgoorlie.
Super Pit, for those of you who don't know, is a mine. It's a massive mine, and you can actually see down into where they're tunnelling, digging, but what you don't see is everything else that's going on the top. Like, you think the mine pit itself is huge, but what is going on in the entire site, it's massive.
Yeah, Deb actually got up, and there was a supermoon while we were there, so she got up to the Super Pit and took some photos of that. I haven't put any of them in the video, but if you jump over to our Facebook page, there's some on there, so
you'll definitely see them.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Tavern. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
The other thing that I really loved about Kalgoorlie and the town, which they basically joined, but I'm sure at one point they were two separate towns, is Ballard, is the buildings. They have these, and I'm not really a big architect buff, but they have these incredible old buildings that just still seem to look like they would have back there, especially the main street of Ballard. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's like I could see it with the dirt roads and the horses hitched up out the front of the buildings and stuff, because it just looked like an old western or something to me. But the buildings were amazing.
yeah, they're in really good condition. They've obviously been restored.
We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Other things to do while you're within Kalgoorlie is we went up and had a look, A, at the Super Pit, B, at the buildings. There's also a lookout called, I think it was Charlotte's Hill, and that gave a really nice outlook out over the town, and you could see everything from up there.
Yeah, we've put a bit of footage in for that. From that, that's you could see right over the town, so that was pretty good. And our friend Toby, who we stayed with in Kalgoorlie, hey Toby, if you're watching, he told us to go up there maybe for a storm and check it out for the lightning. I don't know, we didn't end up doing that, but
A, I don't think we had a big lightning storm, but B, it's all metal. I was a little worried about it attracting the lightning.
But apparently it is a good view up there for when there's a big storm, so if you're in that way and there happens to be a storm, maybe jump up to the lookout if that's your thing, but maybe not for us.
Some of the other things we did that were outside of Kalgoorlie a bit more, not too far out of town, is a 2-up shed, which you may or may not have seen before. It is this shed where you can still go and play 2-up. I think it's the only place in Australia where you can legally play 2-up, and it's just made of bits of corrugated iron basically and just flung together, but it stands. It's pretty cool actually.
I think it's like once a month, isn't it? Or on
I thought
a
it was
Sunday?
every Sunday,
or on
yeah.
a Sunday or something they do it, so yeah, we didn't go out there while it was on, but we did go out and have a look.
At the shed itself, which is pretty cool.
Some nice artwork painted around the shed. Not legally, well, I'm guessing, but yeah, no, it's good to just go out there and say that you've seen it. So.
And just down the road from there, further out of Cal, is the Broad Arrow Tavern, which we didn't discover till very late in our stay there in the last couple of weeks, I think it was. But it's a great, quirky little place. Like, it's literally in the middle of nowhere. There's not a town there. There's nothing. It's just this tavern, but it's great. Like, everybody has signed the walls that's ever been there. Apparently you're not allowed to do it anymore, but we found signatures still that were pretty new because they've actually dated them, so people are still doing it. But trying to find a spot on the wall inside the tavern to sign your name would be nearly impossible.
It's nice. We went out there for a meal too. The meals were pretty good.
And a really nice beer garden to sit in, and even the whole atmosphere of the pub was quite good.
Yeah, the guys that work there seemed to be pretty good too. So yeah, it was a good little pub. Unfortunately, we were supposed to catch up with John, one of the guys that I worked with, but we missed him by about 2 minutes. So.
And then further on out of town, heading that way through Broad Arrow and past 2-up shed, you head out towards Menzies. So there's a couple of things out there that we went and did. One which is further out from Menzies is called Lenora, but there's a ghost town called Gwalia. So we went out and had a look at that through a day. There's a mine there with a museum and stuff, and Hoover House, which do a nice little feed as well. We stopped there. It was quite nice.
There's quite a big building, that Hoover House too.
Yeah, and you can actually stay there if you wanted to. You can book accommodation, and all the furniture and everything is like dated back to that era. And
one of those older style buildings too.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So we went and had a look there, had a quick bite to eat, and then browsed through all the museum and the old buildings and stuff like that within the museum part of it.
Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, dripping light, paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping light, paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me
into the town. Now, some of the town is still lived in, and some of it's not. So the buildings are like old tin huts and stuff. We're going to chuck some footage in so you'll see. There's an old hotel. Unfortunately, you can't get into the hotel, but most of the buildings you can walk through and have a look.
Yeah, there was an old like mechanic shed there with some old, nice old car sitting out the front. It's obviously rusted away and just about deteriorated, but some cool shots there. We got some really good photos. So just seeing some of the old tools and stuff, and there was an old tree with a bunch of kettles on it.
Oh yeah, it was the tea tree. Had teapots all over it. It was pretty.
Something
It was
quirky.
funny. Yeah. But that was pretty cool. Word to the wise, if you're tall like Ben here, duck as you go in the doorways. They're pretty short.
Epic reminders, Audi special buys.
When you want to get off that darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off that.
It is maybe a couple of hours drive out of Kalgoorlie, so we did it in a day, but you can, if you're self-contained caravan or whatever, you can stay up at the museum.
Yeah.
In the car park there, so you can just free camp up there.
It'd be an overnighter at best, I'd say. I probably wouldn't stay there for too much longer. There's not a lot there, so there is a working mine there still.
Yeah.
Which used to be heavily populated as well, but apparently back in the day. But
and as close as it was to Lenora, we didn't actually go into Lenora for a look because we were kind of getting to the point of time where we needed to start heading back to Cal.
Yeah, if you're going to do the trip from Kalgoorlie and head back, go early in the morning. We left it pretty late in the morning, so
yeah,
to give yourself a bit of extra time just to have a look around.
We went for a camp out at Lake Ballard, which is a big salt pan basically, and it's got these metal statues through it. Now they kind of resemble humans, but some people say they look like aliens, and I get that too. Was there 51 or something scattered around this salt pan, but we could see a few right from where we were camped, and we went for a walk out around the pan for a little bit and saw some of them. I don't think you'd find all 50, and I think a lot of, from what we've read, most people only find around 30 odd of them. So
you'd want to do it on a push bike when the weather's good or something, because it'd take you a long time to get around the whole lot. It
would also be very hard to find good weather because we were there, it was hot, flies are extremely friendly, everybody was in fly net masks.
Yeah, definitely take your fly nets.
Yeah. And then if it was cooler and wet and raining, you wouldn't be able to negotiate yourself around out in the salt pan. You'd just think, we still found soft patches, and there hadn't been rain there for months when we went out. So finding the right weather would be interesting to find. If you were like a ultra marathon runner or something, or like Ben said, had a good push bike, you might be able to get around and find all the statues.
We did plan to stay there for a weekend, but the weather turned on us first thing in the morning basically, so we packed up and went home. The wind picked up, and when you're staying in a swag and just the awning on the side of the car, there was no escaping it. So
there were a lot of caravans and stuff out there as well. You can camp out there, it's free camp again. There were toilets, a picnic area, but other than that you're pretty much self-sufficient.
There was a dump point too on the way out.
Oh yeah, there was too.
From memory, I don't think there was any water.
Something else we went and had a look at while we were there, again we just day tripped, but you can camp there, was Rolls or Rouse Lagoon.
Yeah.
So
depends what state you're from.
Yeah. It was kind of, you headed north out of town again, but then you went west inland down some dirt roads. Most of them were pretty good. The final few k's into Rolls was quite corrugated and bumpy, but you can make it. It's not anything too bad.
No, yeah, you don't need a full drive or anything to get in there, I don't think. I don't think it was that bad.
No. So it's a freshwater lagoon. It actually did have quite a bit of water in there when we were there. You can camp there. There were fire pits, there was a toilet, none of the campsites will really give you water views if you're thinking you'll get that there, because it's pretty much got trees all around it, so you can't actually see the water.
Yeah, it's like just a scrub border around the lake.
Yeah,
so.
there is one area, it looks like a bit of a boat ramp. I think you can like put your kayaks and that sort of stuff in there. I'm not sure if you can fish there or not. There might be fish in there.
I don't think you're meant to fish there, if I remember rightly. I can't remember. Anyway, it's on the Golden Quest Discovery Trail. I did put a couple of videos, I think, of the signs around the area. I guess it would be nice and quiet out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but again, flies were very friendly.
Yeah, don't forget your fly nets if you're going to camp there. I don't know that it gets heavily populated either out there. You'd probably be pretty right to get a pretty quiet weekend all the time, I would think. So. And
the other really cool thing, we came in, like we went north from Kalgoorlie to get there, but on the way back we went direct south, so down to like Coolgardie, and you're driving down this dirt road and there's like other water-filled salt pans along the way, and we came past one and somebody's got really creative out there. They've made like a whale out of old tyres and tin. There was a whale, there was a Loch Ness monster, there was a bloke fishing in a boat, there were...
It was like corrugated iron, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think we've got some pictures, we'll chuck some in so you can see it. It was pretty funny, actually. We definitely stopped and had a look and took some pickies.
We did a trip down to Cave Hill, or the Three Dams Campground. If you're on Wikicamps, I'm pretty sure it's Three Dams Campground. Yeah. It's about 45 k's directly west of the Widgie-Mooltha Roadhouse. It is basically bang on 45 k's directly behind the roadhouse. The sign's been knocked over, or had been when we went out there. We did see it, but we did actually drive past it, so we turned around, went back. But great little campground. The road in is pretty good. Well, it was when we went through. Most of the road in, the last bit again, once you turn off the main road to head into the campgrounds, that got a little corrugated. We actually snapped our UHF antenna driving down there, which shocked the hell out of most of us. Not even an old antenna either. It was a GME. It just snapped right above the join, which is really weird. But anyway, yeah, it's about a kilometre that track in, or I think so. Yeah, and it's pretty much corrugated the whole way. So once we got in there, we found a nice. There's set camp spots. You can see kind of where they've all been set out. There's fire pits there for you to use, and we were there in a time where we could have fires, so that was good. Yeah. Yeah, but it was quite a nice little campsite. We quite liked it. Big rocks behind us. It was a little bit of a walk. We just went up and over the rocks, and we found the cave, and it's huge. It's incredible. When you do actually find the Three Dams, though, it just seems weird to have that much water over the top of just sitting rocks. It's a bit odd, but it looks really nice under the sun, and that is the sunset up on top of those rocks. You got some pretty good shots up there. Because yes, there is just around from the actual big cave, there's a wave rock as well, so we went around and had a look at that, which is pretty cool actually, to see how they're formed and that, and Ben jumped on and had a surf. Yeah, someone had to do it. But yeah, the Cave Hill and Wave Rock, they're pretty close to each other. It's not that far to walk between the two. It's a good day walk, I guess. Take you a couple of hours. I think there's a whole loop, so you can go around, you can see the dams, you can go around to Wave Rock and Cave Hill, sorry. You can go around to the whole lot and back to the campground. We kind of did it in 2 days. We went and did Cave Hill and Wave Rock one day, and then went and had a look at all the dams the next day. Probably the better way to do it, I think. Yeah, well, we had time. But yeah, if you're sort of only there overnight or something, you'd do it all in one day. No, it was really good. It's good to have to sit back and have a fire and do some, did up a stew in the camp oven, so. Got some great night shots. The stars out there were amazing because there's absolutely nothing around. It was great. But yeah, and that was a free camp there too, so there is drop toilets. Yes. And there was another campsite further down. For Main Dam it was called. Which we went for a drive down to the day after, but it is full drive track to get in there, and if there is a fair bit of rain around, there could end up being river crossings or lake crossings, so
We didn't actually see Main Dam. We only went down and had a look at the campground, and it was packed. It looked like there'd been a whole family get together or some kind of get together. It looked like everybody down there, they were packing up, but they all knew each other.
It was definitely quieter where we were, so
yeah,
we were pretty happy with that.
You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off that darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down.
While we were staying there, our friend Toby, who we were staying with, he took us out to another dam which was basically east of Kalgoorlie. I can't remember what it was called, but it was the same kind of dam, and it's just built in rocks, and they've built ledges to hoard all the water into this area, and it was for the steam trains or something, I believe, so they could fill up their steam or their engines from there to keep the trains moving. And that's the same sort of reason that Cave Hill and the 3 dams were set up. But we actually found we could see more than 3 dams, so I'm not sure exactly.
Someone did contact me about it because they've put those ledges up on the top of the wave rock, and apparently the water actually used to run down wave rock a lot more than it does now.
Alright. That was our little take on Kalgoorlie. There's probably a lot of other things to do there. Everybody raves about the brothel tour, but quite honestly, we didn't do it. The guy we were staying with wanted to do it as well. I don't think I could have done it with him there, because he would have been giggling like a little schoolgirl, and it would have just made me start giggling as well. So we steered away from that one.
We're pretty sure Toby would have loved it. But here's what
So
it is.
get there, Toby, do it. Let us know how it is. Yeah, and like I said, it's a town people love. So there's got to be something there. It might not be for everybody, but it's definitely, it could be for you. So don't write it out of your trip. Definitely go and have a look. Plan to stay maybe a week, if not longer, I reckon.
Yeah, because we worked there for a little bit. I was doing deliveries for a company, a local company there, and there was people I met there that had gone there to work for 3 years and then go. They've been there for 18 years now and still going. So they're going to stay in town. But I think for us it's just too far away from the coast. We're turned into a bit of beach bums now, so
Yeah.
we like to be near the water.
And of course, we didn't mention it through the whole tour, but we probably should have. The Exchange Hotel. Like, it's iconic, and you've got to go and have a look at it, because it is an amazing building. It's huge. We didn't actually ever go in for a drink or a meal, but just to see the building, it's incredible.
Yeah, no, there's some good things in Kalgoorlie, but yeah, just not for us, I don't think.
Yeah. So, thanks for joining us again. Sorry this one took so long. Hopefully we're going to knock a few out pretty quick now. Get you all caught up. We are sitting out here right now at Thomas River in Cape Arid National Park, and it is gorgeous, and we really wanted to do this video outside, but it's blowing a gale and it just would not have worked very well at all. But we'll shoot you through more video and stuff of that as we get to it.
Yeah, unfortunately the weather's turned a bit today, so hence why we actually have a chance to do these videos.
Otherwise we've been at the beach all the time. We are heading out of Esperance tomorrow. We leave here and drive back to Esperance, do a quick shop, and we're going to go to Ravensthorpe for a week and down to Hopeton. So hopefully we'll show you some of that very soon as we now slowly start to make our way west.